As a very young girl, Cynthia Kearns knew she wanted to travel to foreign countries. Throughout her high school career, both of her parents were traveling all over the world for 2 weeks at a time. They visited Asia, Africa, and Europe. It was becoming obvious she wanted to follow in their footsteps. With this, she realized she wanted to study abroad. When her college experience finally came, she spent her summer of junior year studying abroad in Paris. Cynthia decided as she was graduating from college that she wanted to join the Peace Corps. She was very moved by the commercial that showed the Peace Corps as the toughest job you'll ever learn.
A handshake, a commitment to help each other. It's been the language of the Peace Corps for 20 years, and it says good things happen when we work together. All over the world, Peace Corps volunteers are building lasting friendships, and that means a better future for us all.
Maybe I'm no diplomat, but I've sure made some friends working here.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
She went to Zaire, which is now known as the Democratic Republic of Congo, because she spoke fluent French. All volunteers were assigned to a particular country and must be able to speak that language. Once in Zaire, she taught English to high school students. The classrooms were mud huts and many did not even have roofs. She ended up learning their local language called Chiluba and teaching French since it was important that they spoke both languages if they wanted to pursue higher levels of schooling. Cynthia loved her time there and came home with a real understanding of Africa and its people. As becoming president of the nation in 1961, John F. Kennedy made it clear he wanted equal opportunities for both men and women.
I therefore propose that our inadequate efforts in this area be supplemented by a Peace Corps of talented young men and women willing and able to serve their country in this fashion for 3 years as an alternative or as a supplement to peacetime selective service. Well qualified. We cannot discontinue training our young men as soldiers of war, but we also want them to be ambassadors of peace.
The Peace Corps was put in place to help struggling countries develop and fight poverty. Volunteers of the Peace Corps play their part in working towards peace. Current activities of the Peace Corps involve projects in agriculture, the environment, and health. However, computer skill training has also been important. Kennedy's main goals were to create a global community and help these underdeveloped nations become economically self-sufficient. The Peace Corps began in 1961 in only 6 countries, and just 2 years after it was formed, it contained 7,300 volunteers in over 44 countries. Now, it has reached a total of 138 nations with more than 182,000 volunteers serving. Volunteers are now trained in work areas of HIV/AIDS education, business development, environmental preservation, and information technology to assure they are keeping up with the changing world. But what came out of the Peace Corps was the goal of facilitating mutual understanding between the U.S. and evolving underdeveloped countries. In order for the U.S. to promote the policies of democracy across the world, those people must see us a nation of good, a nation that believes in fighting against hunger and repression. It is so important if we are to understand these other cultures and attempt to have any influences over keeping the peace, that we must first understand what people in these countries deal with on a daily basis. It is only then that we can begin to understand what is in the minds of the other people or help them understand ours.